The 2016 Audi Q3 connected mobility concept. SUVs have been a big hit at the 2016 Beijing Motor Show as automakers from all over the world have been doing their part in trying to impress what is arguably the biggest SUV market in business. Audi was one of the companies that presented an SUV at the event, but instead of trying to showcase a new concept that previews a future model, it went an entirely different route by showcasing a new concept that previews new possibilities in an existing model. The concept is called the Q3 Connected Mobility, and while it doesn't look like a traditional concept vehicle, it does come with an electrically powered multifunctional longboard that's stored neatly under the boot of the crossover. According to Audi, the Q3 Connected Mobility concept offers sporty and multifunctional mobility for metropolises with millions of residents. Considering its rather quirky but otherwise effective feature, I'd say that the German automaker nailed its description for the entire concept. The objective of this particular concept isn't so much about showcasing the capabilities of the Q3, it's actually all about that longboard, which functions as an alternative mode of transportation in the event driving the Q3 around busy urban cities becomes a hassle. Certain situations do lend to longboards becoming more efficient forms of transportation, and that's exactly what the Q3 Connected Mobility concept is trying to highlight. The way that Audi managed to integrate it into the Q3 is impressive enough in and of itself. But there's more to this concept than just having its own longboard. The Q3 Connected Mobility also takes its name to heart, incorporating all these new technologies into one car with the intention of possibility seeing it come to life in the future. That future may or may not include a longboard, but for what it's worth, the way Audi packaged the concept kind of makes me think that such a feature actually looks great on paper. Continue after the jump to read more about the Audi Q3 Connected Mobility concept. Exterior. On the surface, the Q3 Connected Mobility looks just like any other Q3. There are no aerodynamic kits to speak of. There are no flared wheel arches, no new headlights, and no special edition badging of any sort. It just looks like a standard Q3. That's true for the most part, but like most concepts, there is more to the Q3 Connected Mobility than what meets the eye. If you take a close look at the boot of the crossover, you'll notice that there's actually a hidden compartment there that when opened reveals a storage tray with a 1.05 meter (3.44 feet) longboard inside. This longboard can not only travel up to 7.4 miles on a full battery charge, but reach a top speed of 18.6 miles per hour. This longboard isn't just a neat little decoration, it's actually a functional longboard that can not only travel up to 7.4 miles on a full battery charge, but reach a top speed of 18.6 miles per hour. In addition to its performance capabilities, the longboard also comes with a mount on its handlebars for smartphones, allowing you to download a specific destination and use the instructions to get to where you need to go. When the longboard isn't in use, it can be returned to the storage tray where its battery immediately starts recharging. The whole longboard concept links with the Q3's infotainment system and your smartphone calendar. This connectivity feature determines the fastest route possible and whether that can be achieved by the crossover or the longboard. If it suggests using the longboard, it automatically looks for a nearby parking space where you can park the Q3 and continue along on your trip using the longboard. Interior. Based on the information that Audi gave about the Q3 Connected Mobility concept, there doesn't appear to be any interior modifications that differentiate it from other Q3 models. That's not to say that the cabin itself is a dud, because it still carries a lot of Audi's traditional premium offerings like front bucket seats that have power adjustability, an information screen that provides plenty of useful info for the drive, and a flip-up screen in the dashboard that functions with Audi's own MMI system. Drivetrain. Just like the interior, there doesn't appear to be anything new with the Q3's engine. Audi does offer a number of engine versions, including a 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that pumps out 200 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque. The engine is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission that sends all that power to the two front wheels. Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system is also available as an option. There is that possibility that the Q3 Connected Mobility could have an e-tron hybrid system on account of the battery that's being used to charge the longboard. It's unclear if this battery can also power the crossover itself, but it would make sense given the need to have one in the first place. Conclusion: I'm not usually the type to get too excited about concept vehicles because I'm well aware of their general purpose. But the Audi Q3 connected mobility concept is different because the main reason why it's a concept isn't really that far-fetched from reality. Now I know that there are still some quirks that Audi has to work on before the whole concept becomes a reality, but it does feel like something that the German automaker should pursue, right? I'm totally on board with this, no pun intended. Love it. The longboard concept looks and sounds interesting, gives new definition to mobility idea, isn't that far-fetched. Leave it. Is it going to be a production model anytime soon? Drivers could just stow an actual longboard in the trunk, could have had a few interior upgrades.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.